Gunnis and Steve are downstairs. Marlene's sick. Andrew's always late. Yes, he's always late at starting music.
When phones charge, and I'm glad that he feels honest that he can say that.
All right, so we'll begin now. All right, so good morning to you guys. Thank you for being here. This really means a lot. You guys are going to be able to soak in this information. Start off basically just a quick definition of what human performance is. This is all tailored to the center, really. So the Center for Sports Science and Human Performance. So it's a systematic approach to improving productivity, competence, uses of methods and procedures, a strategy for solving problems and realizing opportunities relative to the performance of people. More specific, it is a process of selection, analysis, design, development, implementation, and evaluation of programs to most cost-effectively influence human behavior and accomplishments. It is a systematic combination of the three fundamental processes, which is performance analysis, cause analysis, intervention selection, and can be applied to individuals, small groups, and large organizations. For the most part, my presentation is based off, how can we use human performance to, get this wellness program going. So this is how WinTech markets the Sports Science and Human Performance Center, which is, high expectations, sure, especially of yourself. You work hard to achieve your goals, and you thrive on the challenge, no question. The world of sports science and human performance delivers everything you're looking for. This is more than just sports. This is about human excellence, supporting and thriving the body, and helping people reach their potential. So this is the kind of stuff that people are looking at when they come in and try to figure out, okay, what is the Sports Science and Human Performance Center is about? Okay, keywords, human excellence, supporting and driving the body, and helping people reach their potential. So I'm going to base my presentation off that and enhance on it. So I want to talk to you about leadership, leading by example, working as a unit. I want to talk to you about creating a level of consciousness that allows us to see beyond the established systems that have been defined our identity and lifestyle, in order to mold our reality and thrive for human excellence, human potential. What has our reality become now that we need to look beyond it? What has quality of life been measured for? We live for the most part in a lifestyle that doesn't really enforce and cater to creativity, empowerment, sense of responsibility, and sustainability. Not only that, but fear to risk the reality that we see in front of us in order to chase our true dreams, aspirations, and happiness. We become extremely divided and deviated from that connection to nature, the environment, our community, our own pure essence of love, and it may be due to this external, materialistic, extrinsic, temporary reality we currently live in. We are looking for all the answers outside of us when in reality is within. We are not making the connection of the positive or negative effects of our behavior, our action, our reactions, way of thinking, perception, and our thoughts have on personal and global well-being. It's a selfish society we live in, truly. What's in it for me? How will it benefit me? Can I get from it? What can I get from it? Me. My time is too valuable to spend it on the matters of others, unless it's going to give me something out of it. In other cases, we live too comfortably or have worked all of our life to reach a level of comfort to think about global responsibility. Fair enough, but this is about human excellence, not comfort. There's so much potential and endless possibilities from the gains of actually doing something about, doing something about the limitations, the barriers, division, selfishness, and greed we face in our current reality. As educators, we need to take responsibility for the well-being of the world and generations to come. Of course, by starting with what we have in front of us. So the question is, how can we enhance the study of sports and science and human performance to offer and promote holistic human excellence and potential in a realistic and practical manner? We all know education is one of the most powerful tools to change the world and our minds, but there's a missing link. This link is creating a platform where individuals are given the opportunity to live the lifestyle as part of their educational and learning experience. So Dennis and I have a plan. We've come up with a plan with an idea, and the world needs us to make it happen. I keep mentioning the world because what I'm about to present to you is game-changing. It's something that has never really been seen before in different aspects of education and lifestyle. The intention of this presentation is to propose our idea, put our heads together, brainstorm, get feedback, and elaborate on the topics, and with the hopes to further expand its potential. So here I have what is called Live the Lifestyle Wellness Program. So today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about, what is wellness, how is it defined, why do we need a wellness program, what is the mission and the vision behind it, how does that look in the sense of the student, the staff, and the community, what is the potential, is there an interest, what are our resources, a SWOT analysis, what do we need, what does the curriculum and the program look like, job opportunities and leaderships, funding, and then propose a wellness coordinator job description. So, wellness defined. So here are different definitions of what we call wellness around the world. So by the World Health Organization is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. It is a conscious, self-directed, and evolving process of achieving full potential. And then I've come up with my own definition of wellness, which is wellness is the balance of all aspects of lifestyle, and which results in communion and harmony of the self and the self's relationship with the society and the environment, where love and happiness flows from the inside out rather than external means. So then we go ahead and look at, what is the different components of wellness. So we have social wellness, we have emotional wellness, we have physical wellness, we have occupational wellness, we have spiritual wellness, we have financial wellness, and we have intellectual wellness. And wellness is a balance of every aspect of lifestyle. So this is how we depict what wellness really is, which is a balance of it all. So then if we look at the Māori wellness models, there's 3 different models that I come across, and this information comes from the Ministry of Health of New Zealand. So then we have here, now excuse me if I say some things incorrectly, please correct me because I want to learn how to say these things, but Hauora, which means health, okay? And then we have the Pt.1, which basically looks at the Southern Cross star constellation and brings together elements of modern health promotion. So we have here culture identity is huge for the Māori culture. So keeping that identity and those essentials alive within the community. And then participation in society. I see a lot that in the Māori wellness models, there's a lot of, it's all about the community, it's about the generations to come rather than the self. So that community and society involvement is a huge thing. Healthy lifestyles, of course, physical environment, community leadership, and then autonomy. Having that identity and autonomy within the culture is very important. Then we have the Te Whare Tapawha, which has the house component to it. So then we have the house, and the house has 4 corners, and without these 4 corners, then it's not complete. There's not the well-being, there's not the full picture. So then we have the Taha Tinana, which means physical health, well-being. Taha Wairua, which is the spiritual, the ability to communicate and basically rely and incorporate external forces and energies that are unseen in order to be able to project, what life is about. Then we have Taha Whanau, which is family, society. That ability to be able to have a support system is very important. And then we have Taha Hinengaru, which is intellectual, mental well-being. Then the last model is Tafiki. And then this is a concept of the octopus, and it has 8 tentacles, to define family health. So again, that community, that whole sense of everybody. The head of the octopus represents the wanu, which is a family. The eyes is a wayora, which is total well-being, that connectedness. Excuse me, and each of the 8 tentacles represent a specific dimension. So we have the force of people and objects, the family, extended family, unique identity of individuals and family, total well-being of the individual, spirituality, physical well-being, the mind, and open and healthy expression of emotion, which I'm going to talk about that a little later because it's something that we all kind of lack, and I've seen through the Kiwi and the New Zealand culture that a lot of emotional suppression is one of the huge, biggest causes of, you know, a lot of different things in society, in this culture. So why do we need a wellness program? Here, just throw some stats in there. I mean, I'm not going to preach to the choir about why we need wellness, but basically, there's no existing program right now. 1 in 3 adults, 31% of the population, were obese. And it says were here because this is from the 2012 and 13 New Zealand Health Survey. And then 34% overweight. 48% of Māori adults are obese. 68% of the Pacific adults were obese. And then if we look in comparison to the United States, 35% of US adults are obese. Yes, the population is different, but still the majority of it, you know, it's about the same percentage. And this is from the Center for Disease Control information. Throughout my own experiences, being here for 3 months, mingling with the society, with the youth, with families, I've been able to really detect these common topics and common behaviors. Like alcoholism is a huge, huge thing here. And that can also relate to that suppression of emotion. It's kind of like an excuse, a gateway. I see it as people kind of, oh, you know, you have to get super drunk in order for you to be able to really feel open about expressing your emotions. It's something that I've seen very, very common here. Suicide rates are huge. Depression, and that, again, lack of emotional expression is a red flag. So then we look at the program. What is the mission and the vision? The vision is to expand the learning experience of students, adults, children, and community through lifestyle and wellness knowledge in order to empower them. By empowering them, they'll be able to have a self-fulfilled lifestyle, and from there, ultimately service those with wellness deficiencies, okay, and limitations. So I've come up with 4 different core values, which the whole program is based on, which is research, experience, through the experience, reflection, and then through that reflection, being able to come up with a model for service to the community, organization, individual, corporation, whatever it may be. Is a program that can be individualized, just as we do individualized assessments for everything. So what does the program look like? What are the different offerings of this Live the Lifestyle program? So there's an academic curriculum component to it, of course. Then there's electives, which involves the different departments of the school, where people and students can be involved with. There's opportunities for taster courses. So kids that come out of high school, which is secondary school here, you know, you can give them that taster of like, oh, you know, would you be willing to try this kind of lifestyle, this kind of educational system? Then you have the drop-in classes that people can just drop into, whether it's a specialty workshop or whether it's a fitness class, depending on what it is. Then we have wellness services, actual services that we can offer to the community. We have internship opportunities. How are we going to staff, how are we going to manhandle this program is through internships and through the students themselves. Network. Be able to create a network with where there's a platform of people involved, where there's a board of members where each person basically is a representative of each aspect of wellness and lifestyle. And then ultimately, the way that I envision this to go through is take it into an undergraduate degree, make it a degree. So what is the potential? International students is the main population of WinTech. International students will better be able to kind of like live the lifestyle, especially since it's in New Zealand. It's an awesome really foundation to all of this. The fact that you have, you know, you're outside excluded from the rest of the world. You have all this nature, all this environment. You have the culture. You know, you have that togetherness. International students will be able to be attracted to And not only that, but international students will be able to have a better chance at doing internships and kind of like living that lifestyle and be able to take that back home. Enhanced work environment and efficiency. We all know the effects of physical activity, of well-being, of work and life balance it does on, you know, just the efficiency of work and the environment. Community empowerment, being able to bring the community together. One of the things that highlights this program as different from others is that togetherness, is working together as a team, getting the community involved, not just a service, come in, get a service, come out, you feel good, but no, it's, let's work on this together. It's empowering the community to live a better lifestyle. Recognition and wellness leadership. It's an opportunity to be recognized as a leadership in wellness, being that this kind of stuff does not exist, and it's New Zealand. You have an awesome opportunity to be able to be recognized for wellness. Funding, obviously once you have a program in place, then you have more ability to look for funding. And then enhance industry and affiliation and network. You know, broaden that affiliation with different work sites, you know, different job opportunities, different partnerships, internship sites, widen that. So do we have an interest? And yes, there is an interest. We've got our Wellness Expo, which was a great success, really. We had a lot of people come up to me and like, oh, are you guys going to be doing this ever so often? Is this a one-time deal? How can I get involved into the program? We got really, really good feedback from it, from our surveys. We had about 65 plus active participants in the Wellness Expo, which is a great hit. And about 30% of them did more than one activity, which is a great response. We currently have the Biokinetic Clinic, which is up and running. We have 23 participants. Okay, we started off with none. We have students involved. They're getting their practical experience. So there's interest in the community in being part of this. We have the wellness classes promotion, the promotion that I did around, you know, whether it was just posting up flyers, talking to people about it, they were interested in this kind of thing. You know, it might not take them from interest to action because we need something that is continuous, something that is offered all year long, rather than just a little taster, you know, an internship. An intern came in and is just doing some classes, but if you have a program that is up and running, people are gonna go ahead and, you know, go from thinking about it to doing. And then came up with the survey with the program interest for the program, and if some of you took it, you can see that survey walks you through a self-assessment, basically introduces people to what is wellness. A lot of times wellness is perceived as health screening and doctor visits and not being sick. It's not necessarily that. So it walks you through a self-assessment to do that reflection, that confrontation of yourself. And then from there, it takes you to how interested are you in the different topics of wellness. So there I list basically the entire curriculum of the wellness, and then I'll be able to pinpoint which ones are the most interesting. This survey is going to be ongoing. We already have the research and ethics department of WinTech approving it. So it's going to go ahead and blow up basically starting next week to the rest of the WinTech community and the surrounding community. So what are our resources? We have the nature of being a vocational school. It's a practical, it's a technical, getting your hands dirty and really knowing about the fields that you're working in. We have the curriculum, we have partnerships, we have professionals, we have a facility, we have the clinic that is up and running, we have students which we can work with. Most importantly, we have a wellness network. I don't know if some of you have heard of the OSH WinTech, and it's not OSHA, the one that is about safety, but this is one that's tailored just to WinTech. Glennis is a part of this committee, and they're starting to come up with the topic of wellness programming. Through this wellness network is where most of the work is going to be done. It's having that round table conversation. You know, we have all the different services and all the other different sectors and departments in the school. You know, we have childcare where we can go ahead and do wellness promotion for the kids. We can have some program for that. You know, partner up with the health services and counseling. You know, partner up with the international student support, with the student life. You know, occupational therapy, nursing, the horticulture, education, social work, hospitality, media arts, communication, performing arts, the multiculture, learning services. So we're able to create a whole network with what we already have, okay, which embodies every aspect of wellness. So then I did a quick little SWOT analysis and just summed it up to these points. Strength, we have the resources. We have to work in-house. We have a lot of things to work with, you know, in the department. The New Zealand environment, again, is just a huge advantage. Weaknesses, the facilities are not being used to their full potential. Yeah, we use them for classes, but they can be used for a lot more. And even if you renovate here and there or add more things, it can be used a lot more widely. Staff, there's no designated staff, you know, and for the most part, a lot of us are just basically bombarded with teaching, and there's not that practicality of kind of putting your work to practice as a staff. It's a lot harder for us because, you know, it's all that teaching, but there's not enough, you know, there's not enough space to actually be a practitioner. But this is an opportunity to be more of a practitioner. No wellness incentives, we don't have any of that. Opportunity, internships and funding. Threats, of course, there's no funding right now, but if we do have a program, then there will be more opportunities. And other programs, there's other centers, there's wellness centers. The uni, Waikato, has a really well-funded wellness program for the community, for the students. But what sets us apart from this is that theirs is very service-oriented. It's more about come in, you know, you pay for this, you come out. This is more empowering. This is education with the lifestyle. So there's an advantage to that. So what do we need? There's different elements that we have and that we need. Most importantly, the network, whether it's an in-house or out-of-house network. The in-house will be our resources, and out, basically creating more partnerships with different people, different practitioners, different organizations that want to come in and affiliate themselves with the program. A facilitator, you need a coordinator for this kind of stuff. An internship program, facilities access, we need to be able to have access to the facilities. A wellness assessment tools. This is something that we would have to come up with together. You know, bring all the heads of the departments, bring all the different aspects of well-being, and how can we really assess wellness, and how can we use these tools to make realistic kind of actions. A campus connection and transportation. Basically, we need to bring the two campuses together, city campus and Rotokauti campus. We need to get more access and transportation between those two campuses so that we can have a wider range of the program. The program in Rotokauti might not be the same as a city campus, but they should be connected. We could still use the resources from the city campus. A website. We need to have a slot in a website where people can go ahead and log in for different resources. We need to be able to join the program with academic calendars. It needs to be something that has to be set and embedded into the curriculum. It has to be set and embedded into WinTech. It can't just be an extra thing, you know, somebody's doing over there. No, it has to be something that is included into the academic calendar. And then funding, of course. But most importantly, what do we need? We need team effort. This is something that involves a lot of different people coming together to do for the same cause. So in order to be able to come up with a program design, with assessment measurements, with partnership, staffing, and academic modules, team is very, very important. Like the aspects of wellness, every aspect is important. Same thing with the team. Then, what is the root? What is the foundation? The foundation is exercise science and physiology, sports science. This is the core curriculum. I picked out some of the courses, some of the papers that we already offer at WinTech. You know, you still see the human systems, you still see the study of movement, physiology, lifestyle, nutrition and health, assessment, injury prevention, leadership, outdoor education and adventuring, recreation, you know, therapeutic massage, motor learning, community nutrition, strength and conditioning, physical education, research, and assessment. So basically this is our core curriculum. And then from there, we have the electives. The electives come from the occupational therapy, nursing, health and social services, horticulture, business, marketing, and media arts. So these are the different elective courses, you know, being able to know about composting and soil treatment, being able to know about geography, being able to know about, you know, health screening and assessments, first aid response, you know, fundamentals to marketing and design, business management and administration. So all of these things are the electives that would incorporate, you know, and make the curriculum wholesome. Then from there, what are we offering? What is the fruit of it all? we'll be able to incorporate, practicum, projects, and experiential learning into the core values through, I came across woofing. I don't know if you guys have heard of it before, but woofing is an amazing program. Through my research and visiting the different communities, woofing, we have volunteers, basically, that exchange their time for accommodation and food. So they learn how to work the land, they learn how to, create different things out of the environment, sustainability, they learn the lifestyle. There's different places that are either they're retreat centers, they're communities, or they're businesses that are offering this kind of farming. They have a lot of farmland, stay and learn type of thing. So woofing is a great program. Then, being able to assess and prescribe a wellness plan of action for a specific organization and population. So, getting their hands into this whole assessing. Being incorporating and being active participants of seminars and specialty lifestyle and wellness services. For instance, I went to a center that were doing like a 10-day fasting. So what did I do? I interviewed the people that were doing the fasting. How do they feel? What was their experience like? What was happening in their body? What is this concept of detox? What does it mean for each person? What are they getting out of it? Is it spiritual? Is it physical? Is it a combination? So it's the kind of stuff that the students are not only able to study but experience themselves, and then find a way to incorporate it into their assessment tools or their plan of action for organizations or individuals or whatever the case may be. Incorporating other ancient and cultural therapeutic practices. Incorporating technology. How is technology and advanced technology affecting health? How can it be enhanced? Okay. Visiting and researching lifestyle and experience in different environmental scenarios, communities, and cultures. So what I did, basically visiting and looking, seeing for yourself, experiencing for yourself what is this like. Participate in outreach or mentoring and lead a group through a session. Okay, leadership and the outdoors, and volunteer and service learning opportunities. So then have the drop-in classes and specialty workshops. Now the drop-in classes and specialty workshops, we might not have a nutritionist or a dietitian in staff. We might not have, different kinds of, instructors for different classes, but this is where we use our network. This is where we use our out-of-network, partnerships. And we have people come in to give speeches, we have people come in to do a workshop, in these different aspects of well-being, whether it's a cooking class, whether it's learning about therapeutic practices, whether it's learning about technology and well-being, consciousness and spirituality, whether you can take a Tai Chi, a dance, a meditation class, things like that. And I came up with this idea of living the lifestyle access pass. So this is for the students, for staff, and the community. They can have some sort of pass, or membership. We would have to kind of like elaborate on this membership thing, where they would have this pass, and then you'll be able to track their engagement. You'll be able to track how often are they participating. You'll be able to track and find incentives and reward systems due to this access pass, due to their participation in the drop-in and specialty workshops. Then we have the services and community engagement, which are still powered by the students and the practitioners, like rehabilitation therapy, consultation, creating wellness awareness fairs rather than having an expo once a year. Each month you have some sort of awareness and create a campaign for that. Community meals. One of the things that I encountered in my research is it's very important to have that togetherness in the community, and they use it through meals. In the TUI community that I stayed at, they had weekly community meals. So one person would cook up for everybody, and everybody would just come together and just share a meal. This is the kind of wellness aspect that we're missing. If you don't have that family support, that system at home, then you don't have it at all. So creating that community togetherness is very, very important and a very essential part of well-being. Tramping and wilderness pursuits. Cultural arts showcase. We have a lot of international